That has been the story, really, is that Dave and Tyrone going for the bombs and nothing really comes of it. So I'm going to say 5-3 in favor of the Whales.
I'm going LG 5-4. Banny too strong, too good. I didn't ask the stream, but if you guys want to post what you guys think, I will like to look and see what we say. Yes, well, we are going live.
Yeah, we're going live, so I guess the sign up is now closed for Twitter, right? This is going to be awesome, though. I hope you guys don't mind. It's my first cast of the day. I want to take this mid fight, and I'm watching the Banny cam right now. Not sure what Lange is on, but he's probably picking a better camera than I ever could because he's a genius. Anyway, as we get out to the first mid of Granary between these two teams. Looks like Banny does arrive just a little bit before his opponent, although he takes the high ground and Dummy takes the low ground. Dummy taking a lot of damage real fast, and so we do see him having to steal a lot of heals from mesr. Yet here come the soldiers right now. LG taking a couple of hits here, but they actually take down Blaze and Boomer first. Dummy following, and that means that LG probably going to win this mid fight. They've only got to deal with clckwrk, who is at 7 health, and he is retreating frantically.
Yeah, he's actually going to be able to make it out. Nice arrow, that burst heal out of mesr's crossbow. Definitely the best medic that we've seen with that particular unlock. Also one of my favorite unlocks. Really nice mid by LG. We saw Banny tends to favor that ramp area. It's definitely the safest demo place to go, and for LG, for Banny, he's gotten used to teams just going all out at middle to try to kill him, and if you go up top, there's a better chance of surviving. And Banny did survive until the end when he got picked by a scout, but definitely a nice mid-win there. Both medics alive and have Uber, but LG with the point pressure as they try to assault the second point here, so.
Yeah, now Tyrone's going to be careful inside the garage right now, as he has been taking a lot of damage from a soldier up there. But clckwrk taken down, that is going to be kind of the cue they need. Plus, they forced an Uber out of mesr. That was actually, I think, why clckwrk ended up dying there as well. Dave AC jumped in, forced that Uber. Shade's going to have 100% advantage here, and they're just kind of waiting for Hero to get back around so they can push in again. Where is the push coming from? I assume the garage. Yes, it is upstairs. And
yeah, they pushed in up top, they got it in pretty deep. YZ goes down. I think mesr's going to sneak out. He's had really sneaky all land long. Banny is able to clean up Blaze on the flank. We've seen Blaze just abuse the flank over and over again. The push did stall out at last, but I believe they've done enough, did LG, to get this point away. You see a very brave scout testing Tyrone's shot. He's still alive in there. Banny does go down. Wow! The Whales! Where'd that come from? Just wipe him off the point there. Overextension, I thought, from the red side, but they couldn't kill the scout. And now Shade's trying to get a pick here, but that's not going to happen. He gets destroyed by Boomer, and the tables have been flipped. Big Sal and LG way on the back foot. Huge advantage now in store for the red guys.
Yeah, that damage on the blue team, that all came from Boomer and Dummy. They ran in and just rained down stickies and rockets. Nobody could escape. They were all indoors, and I'd say what, indoors is like the worst place to be for all that damage. So definitely a mistake to LG, and where we thought they might have been able to win that round, they are now going to be on the back foot on their own second point with a huge disadvantage in the Ubers. mesr pushing in here right now. He's going to take Boomer in. They're going to jump straight after the med, and actually, I thought Boomer went the wrong way for a second there, but he got popped upstairs, and he did get Shade. It was really hilarious. He tried to jump straight towards the bottom door, ended up getting popped up by a sticky or something like that. Some explosion popped him into the air, and that actually put him right next to Shade. So unfortunate. But now, of course, mesr's going to have another huge Uber advantage pushing into last, and LG losing so many players. YZ50's on a roll.
Ben dropping Tyrone. I was afraid that Ty was going to stick in and try to 1v1 him. This is terrible, terrible for LG. YZ50 gets a huge double. Shade is up trying to help, but Dummy has got the plus forward. There's a heavy. He's going to do everything he can, but he cannot do enough. Cyzer's got one, but there it is. Red side. Bro Whales, easy first round. They lost mid with a big cleanup on their second point, rolled it all the way back. DJC, what do you think about that round?
And that round, honestly, just the second Boomer started hitting things, it turned around. On that fight at second, where LG forgot to cap the point, which seems to be a bit of a thing that they kind of do. Boomer hit 5 directs, probably. Pushes in on in that fight they just had, pushing second. Boomer hit a ton more damage, having a great game so far.
Oh, interesting rollout here by Dummy. He's taken a lot of hits. He's down to 13 health, but he did survive just barely, and he was trying to get some early damage on Banny. Looks like he actually did a lot of damage on Banny because he expected him to go on that ramp route. So already things looking okay, but Blaze, once again, dies first at the mid-fight by trying to jump in just a little bit unsupported there, so he wasn't able to follow up any damage. Tyrone has now gone down to YZ50, aka Ben, as CBear affectionately called him. But LG, once again, going to force their opponents out of this mid. This time around, though, they probably aren't going to be able to push that hard onto second, considering the player numbers right now.
The Whales are getting a little frisky here, kind of go back into their garage area, that defensive far right. Maybe thought about going back in, but they're going to think better of it. clckwrk is in trouble here. He's in the skybox. Wow, he's going to surf right up to that high ground and take just enough damage to live through it. And he's going to get back and try to get healed up. Nice mid by LG. Generally, we say the more aggressive team wins, but that aggression didn't pay off. Here we go. Both Ubers are going to be cycled here in the yard. I think maybe even a better Uber for red, but there's just not enough to follow up. You see Dave exploiting that flank area, dropping the demo. Cyzer is in onto mesr. He's missing shots here. mesr is still alive. The pistol's out for Paul.
mesr, how?
Get him! Oh my god, just barely gets him. He was going to die either way, but some great dodging still out of mesr, just taking as much time to kill him as possible. YZ50 trying to slow down the push, but they are in at last. LG looks like they want to tie this game up. Banny has got him stuck in on the right side. Tyrone with a shoddy kill onto Blaze. Hero's got his man, and that's going to be that. A clean win of mid and all the way across for LG, and we're tied 1-1, Sal.
So tell me, DJC, how is Banny feeling after Dummy really picked him out at that mid-fight?
Well, he got Dummy down to 17 health. What Banny's probably feeling right now is, God damn it, Paul, why didn't you go kill Dummy? Because if he gets that much damage on Dummy, like, he knows how much health Dummy is going to be on that rollout. He knows how much he did to him. He knows that Dummy should have died. And Banny is probably feeling okay that he's taking this initial damage.
Mid-fight here, number 3. Dave AC is bombing in aggressively. Going to see how that turns. Going to get clckwrk, which is a great pick for him. He's actually going to get a nice bomb. This is Dave's middle right here, trying to flank. He could get a bunch of death right here. That's going to be a second with help of Paul, and he's just going to push that combo back. Dave AC out roaming Blaze right now. We kind of predicted the opposite. Banny and cyzer are going to clean up the last remnants of that mid-fight. Only mesr remains. He's getting pushed right now by Paul in his second. Can mesr somehow stay alive again?
No.
Paul hits the meat, and mesr goes down at the very last second of that fight. They're got second. Shade has Uber. LG looks great these last 2 rounds, Sal. They push into last right now.
Then clckwrk is one of the only people to defend this point against an incoming team with Uber. It's not looking good right now for the Whales, and no, they look like they are about to go extinct here as LG grabbing the point easily, bringing it to 2-1 here, and we are about to see potentially a halftime if Leviathan has another awesome round like that. What can the Whales do differently?
Yeah, DJC, I was going to ask you, mids have been pretty much all LG so far. What are the Whales doing wrong?
You can look at the scoreboard and you can see that Blaze is the bottom fragger. And if you look at the last mid, Blaze is the first man in. He's under the balcony. He's fighting by himself. Nobody is there to support him. That was entirely because of how much damage Dummy had taken. There was nothing he could really do about it. Like, Blaze just had nobody who could support him, so it was a lost cause.
Well, Blaze jumping in once again, and I'm watching his camera right now. He's taking 100 damage this time, but he is still alive, able to back out, and he does have the support this time around. So we'll see if that changes things for them, as he is dealing, or attempting to deal some damage to Banny now, and he's taken a lot of attention off his team, too. So it looks like YZ50 and clckwrk this round are able to clean things up very effectively. Shade, though, with his crossbow, can he get out of here is the only question.
My god, we saw Shade pull off some crazy 1v1 action with needles. He's actually going to be able to get out. They're not going to pressure him. The scout actually does poke into last, try to say hello to Shade, but he's ducked behind a Dave AC wall. Gets escaped by Shade. He's going to be able to get his Uber to try to defend last here. Looking at the Whales, they're kind of hanging out here. Looks like they're going to regroup before pushing in here, get some buffs. No Uber advantage to speak of. Might see a pick, suicide to pick class or something. I'm curious to see who will be doing that, if they do it, or what the plan is here, guys.
So far, Blaze, of course, standing pretty far back. He may just want a buff, and yeah, there you go. He may end up trying to jump in. No, doesn't like that entry angle. He's going to get spammed out with a rocket, so... so far, yeah, it's going to be a little stale until one team figures out what they can do. Now, you see that there's a lot of off-classing on Leviathan right now. They don't need the scouts because they know they're not going to be pushing anytime soon. So it's cyzer on the heavy and Hero on the sniper. This is going to be a pretty big play if they can make something happen. But I think that Hero just took a shot and gave himself away. You can hear those sniper shots from across the map. So, of course, his opponents are going to know to keep their med behind the wall, and that sniper is not going to touch mesr.
No, clckwrk is going to go join Hero. I'm assuming now that he has suicided into last, said hello to Paul's heavy, giving Paul a nice free kill, buffing Mr. Cyzer's stats. Really nice for former teammates there. Just a nice guy, Cyzer. And clckwrk's going to come back snipe, see if he's able to out-snipe Hero. That matchup earlier, I think, did go in clckwrk's favor, but we've seen Hero pull off some crazy shots, and we're going to see if these two kind of poke around here. Definitely going to play pretty defensively for both teams until someone gets a pick. I don't know what it'll take to get LG to push with the heavy. Not a lot of mobility into the second point, so they'll probably just chill until they get a clear advantage. or the Whales win. But yeah.
Now Hero knows. He knows clckwrk has switched to sniper. These two are now having an honor duel. That's what's happening here. clckwrk, actually, is he wearing that? No, okay, they are both at 125 health. clckwrk jumping in. The rest of LG, of course, spamming at him, but Hero didn't really get a shot off. And now the two snipers are probably going to take a little bit more overheals. clckwrk going to try again.
Bloodsire AA in our stream chats, that was the first one to hit a headshot, gets into auto-aim, so added incentive. Not only can you make it to grand finals to play mix-up, but you get into the most prestigious sniper club in the history of TF2, my god. We are still waiting for someone to do something, as this is kind of what happens on Granary. You sit at the doors. If the Whales want to get in without a pick, nice miss, really close by clckwrk. Oh, he got him!
Takes him out!
Aim it is for clckwrk. Send it in, Justin. He needs his invite. He's going to get a second dome onto Dave AC, trying to make it out. That's Tyrone. He's going to get plunked. And the Uber is going to get popped on cyzer. Not a lot can be done. Shade gets put into the skybox by Splash. And the Whales look great on this push here. Really methodical. All they have to do now is chip away at the damage and try to drop Banny. He's doing a good job of just shoving them in. Paul is getting very aggressive as that blue heavy all the way up in their faces. Are they going to be able to hold it?
Oh my god!
Two pipe onto Blaze, and clckwrk is dead as well, so a huge hold. mesr goes down at the end of that to Hero's pistol, respawned after the headshot going scout, and that was big. And wow, Banny is on a huge spree.
No.
Two more. He's able to drop Boomer and Dummy.
Hang on, wait, YZ50, he's coming in back behind. He may go for the back cap here. Oh no, it's not going to happen. He realizes it now. But he is still behind enemy lines. I don't think they realize where he is. They might have just seen him here. But Tyrone down. Yeah, YZ50 is now trapped behind enemy lines. He is going to cause a little bit of distraction for them. But no, sir. That was Hero able to take him down very easily. And, of course, clckwrk died as well. No scouts alive for the Whales right now. So they're going to have to retreat and retreat quickly.
Yeah, they're going to hold up at middle. DJC, that last push looked like it was all Whales. They had a big Uber advantage, a much better Uber. And they just kind of failed as we see the push come in here, but that was not a good later part of that push. Just failed them pretty significantly. A 3-on-6 situation, and they lost.
They had two different targets to choose from, and they just were sitting there deciding who to focus. And Banny was doing so much damage, getting good juggles off, forced their position a little bit. He got both soldiers together. He juggled both soldiers over to the medic. We see some action still going on in the middle, but basically they just were standing there getting raped by Banny and said, I don't know who to shoot at. I'm going to shoot the heavy instead of the one destroying us, and it ended pretty badly for them.
Yeah, I wish there was like a real-time damage stat tracker, you know, like just to see the spike in damage from Banny, because he did a lot of damage. He hit like 9 of his 12 ammunition that is in his guns, and he went ham. And Paul did a great job of supporting him. Dropped down, was more aggressive as heavy than I thought he would be. And they are back at mid. They won mid. Shade has Uber. Of course, mesr does as well. He's ready to defend with his. We're going to see a push eventually here. It looks like out of garage. Sal, but in the meantime, they're just going to spam, just kind of touch each other with some rockets and feel each other out, see if LG can find an opening to get in.
Oh, Blaze actually did find a bit of an opening here over on the left-hand side for him. He took a shot, didn't really hit a lot with it, but you know, Blaze, he, like we've said, he's one of the master soldiers out here, especially on Roamer right now. And if he smells blood in the water, if he sees that opportunity to go in, get around behind enemy lines, and cause chaos, that is exactly what he'll do. Right now, he's actually waiting. He did, I think, force just a bit of an early Uber there through the choke, but nothing huge. And that is going to be a good positional Uber, at least for now, for LG. They're going to try and hold things on. They forced the Uber out of mesr very effectively, and now... Uh-oh, Tyrone and cyzer getting caught out there, as did Hero. Dave is trying to jump in and do some damage, and it does look like he took down mesr, which is great for them. They kill the enemy medic, but the rest of the team dying here means that they are going to have to give up mid now. The Whales are going to be able to rush this, and if they're not careful, Shade could get into trouble here. He's back and Banny furiously. Oh my god.
Jeez, Banny just hit a miracle pipe. Just kind of tossed it over the side of that blue crate, and he connected not only with the guy he killed, but he got some splash as well. Banny, I thought he was for sure dead. He got caught out by a soldier, but you never count out Banny. And Tyrone with a huge bomb out of the corner drops Blaze with the rocket, and while the rocket is hitting, drops the second soldier with the shoddy. Very pretty work out of Tyrone here, and he is in with his team. It looks like LG is favoring the push onto the Bro Whales' flank. Banny and Shade are looking to get in. Dave is already in there poking away with his rocket launcher. Banny has made it all the way in. He's getting forward on. There comes the pop. He's able to drop YZ50. Tyrone and company are going to try to jump onto last and see if they can kill mesr yet again. There they go. Mesr's under pressure, but Tyrone gets damaged down. Nice burst and focus out of the whales, not allowing Tyrone to take mesr away again, but great pipe and sprawl at middle leads to a wing, and now LG is pushing last, looking to take this 3-1, Sal.
No, and mesr there, he actually got double pressured there. Tyrone jumped in, then Dave jumped in right after him. And Dave jumped in when mesr was at like 30 health. Now you do see Shade getting taken down, Dummy and clckwrk doing great work. And Dummy's not finished. He takes down Tyrone. Cyzer's going to get pressured out of there. mesr almost has Uber, so they've already capped their second point. They got to be careful about Banny upstairs, though. He takes down mesr, making it look easy. Like, we're talking about how mesr was so sneaky all day, and Banny was just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and my game just crashed, so DJC, I know you're still in there watching. Please take it over for me, because my game's bad.
You know, it feels like LG honestly would have won this round about 40 seconds ago if they hadn't sold out so badly to kill mesr there. He was only on about 50%, he was backing up. Imagine if they, instead of pushing both soldiers in so deep, keep Tyrone and Dave alive and do a non-Uber push where Banny and Shade stay back and keep them safe. There's a good chance they're going to get picks because the heals on whales are a little bit out of whack because there's just players who don't have health because they don't have an Uber. I think they could have caused enough pressure to take the round and go up 3-1 and make it halftime here.
It is, of course, still 2-1. This has been a very long round, and we do now see the Whales once again trying to hold out in front of their second in that little yard area. But they do have to back into their second point as clckwrk dies to hero, and there's just way too much spam coming out of the Leviathan Gaming team. Tasty, salty spam. We do have an Uber coming in right now from Shade. mesr is nowhere near his Uber yet, and they will have to retreat. Dummy taken down, and actually a lot of damage coming in on mesr. We do see the Whales putting some solid defense of him, but mesr is in such trouble here. Banny's trying to hit the pipes. He can't quite do it, but Tyrone will finish him off from where mesr couldn't even see. The Whales are desperately trying to prevent this from going to halftime right now. We do have YZ50 getting a good kill with a pistol, finishing off Dave, and Blaze will kill Hero. So I think that the Whales will have this. Another nice kill from YZ50. He's on fire, and I tell you what, I don't know if any of you guys watched the Shoot Mania tournament from IPL, but the Spacewhales team there, YZ50, clckwrk, and Dummy, have been stellar.
Yeah, all three of them great multi-gamers, play Quake, which is sort of in the style of Shoot Mania. I didn't actually get to see it, but I heard they were very...
Wow,
YZ50,
yeah.
The defining moment of IPL was when YZ50, after destroying everyone, jumped off into a river that he couldn't escape from and had to kill himself. Pretty much the best moment of the entire week.
And one more time, crits is on Shade. He has it right now, so we're going to see the first Banny crits of this best of 3. We're going to see how that goes. They're going to pop out of the right here, and I believe Banny's going to have a pretty good chance at doing some great damage here. This is his first sticky. Dummy doing a good job of kiting it. He's going to get gibbed off there, mostly sticky with a little paul damage at the end, helped by cyzer, but honestly not the best crits we've seen. It's not going to matter, though. Banny's still got regular pipes. mesr does get his Uber just at the very end, but he's only got YZ50, and YZ's like, oh, there's a lot of dudes here to shoot. I don't know what to do. They're going to do his absolute best. Does get one. Respawning clckwrk might help a little bit. No, he's dropped off here. Nice push. Crits to open it up, and they just sprawled out, kited that Uber. It did enough with the initial damage to get to halftime now, 3-1. LG looking very good, guys.
DJC, we're going to have to go to the analyst's chair for your opinion on that half.
Hero has 40 points.
Stellar analysis by DJC, brought to you on the ESEA Orange stream.
Actual analysis is I'm really impressed with Tyrone right now because he has been really, really bad today. I love you, Tyrone. Don't get mad at me, but he has been looking like everything that people say Tyrone is, and it was really bad looking. He's come in, it looks like he's actually figured out what he wants to do when he's playing this second roamer role, where he only kind of fake pockets and then just jumps away and lets Banny do all the work. He's actually getting damage in, he's actually got his timing down, he's whipping out the shotgun and finishing kills off. That's not the Tyrone we have seen for a long time now. And the big problem with LG is, yeah, they have the scouts, yeah, they're going to have the demo. Who's going to really do the damage on Soldier? Dave can do a lot, but Dave really focuses on the finesse, on the timing, on the distraction, not so much the damage. So having someone who's actually going to be pumping out damage alongside Banny means that LG look very threatening.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they need. We're going a little in the future here, but if they do manage to beat the Whales here and make it to mix-up on Sunday afternoon's Grand Finals, Tyrone has to play way better than he has so far. It's just a fact. In I-46, they played so well because Mackie, who was playing in place of Dave over in England, and Tyrone had very stellar games, a very stellar series, especially against mix-up. And if they're going to have any chance, they need to repeat that. They need to be able to help Banny out. But here we go. Second half is live here. We are sitting at 3-1. LG on the red side now, Bro Whales on the blue, and it looks like actually a heavy upper play for LG as late Boomer stuffs Banny right back into that that upper area, and wow, LG gets destroyed here. I don't even know if they're going to make it out. They're getting pressured hard. It's just Shade and Tyrone. Tyrone opting to go back for the health pack. He's going to get run over by the Clockwork train, and Shade is at last here. He's going to be pressured, getting a lot of needles, switching off of the crossbow, going back to needles, and he pressured or pushed YZ50 away with those great Shade needles to do quite a bit, but this is not over yet. Big bomb by Dave AC, got him maybe a little over anxious to do something. They're getting stuffed in. Shade doesn't quite have it yet. He's going to drop Hero. Both Ubers are going to get popped, but a way better situation. 6 up right now for the Whales, and they are surrounding this last point. Tyrone is going to get flashed coming out, but he's just getting bobbled around. Shade gets tossed aside in a quick win. Wow, the blue side appears to be the better side here as we are now 2-3 cell. Nice round for the Whales.
Spacewhales, they still have it in them to bring a game against Mix-Up. Have we actually seen LG versus Mix-Up today? I don't think we have.
No Mix-Up, because they it was LG got knocked to the lower bracket. Mix-Up beat the Whales in the upper bracket.
I want to point out right now, CBear, that this is the first time Banny's actually taken that lower rollout, so that may catch his opponents by surprise. He manages to sticky off that health kit very effectively, but Dummy took the garage side, so completely catching his opponent there off guard. Now LG's losing Tyrone right off the bat, and we do see Boomer doing the damage here. He's going to take a jump and go after Dave as well. Did some hits there. Dave's taking a lot of hits here, actually, and he does get finished off. So, you know, no soldiers left, and now it's Banny down. Where is Shade? He is going to have to be retreating furiously, and oh, there is no way he's getting out of this. 2 scouts on top of him right now, and Clockwork and YZ50 finish him off so fast.
Damage, unfortunately for him, most of it was cleaning off the buff for one of those 2 scouts that charged him, but he had a lot of needles there. But when your medic dies so late into a fight, it's going to be so hard for them to regroup. 2 is way gone. We saw Clockwork peeking into last, but by the time Shade is up and able to buff the rest of his team, this push should be happening.
Tyrone's already gone. Tyrone is gone. Boomer caught him out right away, and so even though Shade spawned, it doesn't matter. Dave's down. No soldiers left right now on defense for Leviathan Gaming, and very quickly, I think we're going to see this battle go in favor of the Spacewhales. They've got to deal with Hero on the heavy. He's still got a lot of health. No, never mind. He's got, like, none. So that is going to be a wipeout on defense. But what do you expect in that situation with such a huge advantage for the Spacewhales there? It's tied up, CBear.
Man, this has been just a flip of what we saw in the first half. Aggression out of the Whales. They're getting in Banny's face at middle, not letting him get those 5 or 6 initial stickies off. And around that, the soldiers are way outperforming in this second half. Blaze is still bottom fragging on his team, but we've seen him be about as effective as Dave on middles instead of being way less effective. So whatever changes they made, maybe it's just a color switch, you never know. People do like to play blue better on this map because of the spawns. I don't think that's it. Here we go. Mid-fight number 6, I believe is weird. No, 7. We're tied up 3-3. So here we go. Hero's going to be the first down to Clockwork, who's going to get 2. Cleans up both scouts at middle. Great play by Clock. Blaze does go down, but LG is thinking about the retreat, and they're already out into yard. This time Shade should be able to stay alive. He's got Tyrone and Banny, his pocket 1 and pocket 1A here, and they're going to get all the way back to second, but boy, DJC, the Whales look unbelievable here in the second half. Have you seen any switches in particular, or are they just playing better?
Something looked really off, so I turned my camera over to Banny on middle. The last mid, he did maybe 60 damage. This was much of the same. We're going to take over the Uber here. Looks like Whales are going to pop in very early. Shade comes with the late counter pop. YZ50 is actually going to go down to Dave AC, but Whales do have decent positioning here. Mesr took a lot of damage that could have gone to the heavy classes, but it's not going to matter because Banny gets a nice sticky after Tyrone cleans up Boomer. Mesr's going to have to run away right now if he wants to live, and it's 72 HP.
No, Cyzer straight in on him. Oh, Cyzer could have actually chased him down for the kill, but he didn't realize that soldier behind him was dead.
Oh my god, Mesr's like, oh hey, Banny, you're flying behind me. I'm going to go forward, and there's Paul, so a nice sandwich there. The Banny Cyzer sandwich. You do not want to be the meat and or cheese in that bad boy style, as that's going to be another late death for a medic and a huge advantage for LG. So They've kited the they've kited the initial mid-fight loss, and now they're turned it back. So LG, I think they're the better team in these transition areas. We do see clckwrk getting in onto Shade, got some nice meat damage on there, but Shade's going to collect some health and regen himself back up, and he's going to be fine. So now a 5v6 situation, Sal, is LG is not taking their time. They're getting it right in here.
You know, Tyrone is looking really solid on some of that rocket aim that I've seen right now, and I'm hoping he continues that. At the moment, he is getting attacked a little bit by, oh my god, though, YZ50 rocking himself straight into a rocket from Tyrone. That is going to be bad news, Bears. LG jumping into last already as they leave one scout, I think, to cap second point. They are jumping and trying to get this kill on mesr, or at least kill the rest of his team, so mesr is completely ineffective as the med. clckwrk and Boomer both down, and there you go, Leviathan Gaming saying, no sir, we are going to be the ones in the finals tomorrow. Spacewhales now down 4-3, and Leviathan may win this map if they can win just one more round. DJC, what do you think is going to happen?
I want to see what Banny adjusts on, because on the last two middles, he's done virtually no damage. The first one, he went lower left, and it seems like somehow, miraculously, he had no idea what to do, because he didn't know where to shoot his stickies, he's stuck on pipes for too long. The last one, he just wasn't involved in the fight at all. This time, he's actually going up top side, so you can take it away and narrate the Banny damage cam.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that too. Although he is taking a lot of hits himself, he's very much trying to keep control of the high ground on the crates for his team. He wants to make sure no blue players get up there. And yet, Hero, Tyrone, and Dave are all gone. So the Banny cam, maybe not the best one there, as Blaze has been cleaning up this mid.
How about the mesr cam, guys? He stayed alive, and look at his Uber gun. He's rocking the crits creek. So they need to get going up there quickly to take advantage of this. Very sneaky play by mesr. I haven't seen the crits at mid yet this LAN, so we're going to see if this works out. Shade has Uber. Will he pop in time is the question.
Yeah, that's the only question. He actually pops early. Oh no, the crits is popped though at the same time. That does mean it's going to be completely ineffective.
Wow.
Cyzer jumping out there and killing mesr so fast. And that is, of course, the difficulty of running crits to mid. You're almost never going to have a chance to make it be really effective. What do you think of that, DJC?
Oh man, it just feels like if you have crits, you know you need to move sooner. I know mesr was damaged, but really with the crits creek, you gotta start moving so much earlier than when you have Uber, because you need to get into them. You know that they got out early, you know that Shade was healing Banny the entire time, you know Banny's gonna have a trap up, so you have to move so fast with that crits creek, and they just waited and waited and waited and really did not pay off.
I just want to point out, I don't know if this is a big deal or not, but the med gun of choice is one of those bot killer guns, so you see the huge skull dangling from it, and mesr's crits creek doesn't have that. And, you know, in a mid-fight, you're going to probably not be looking specifically at the med gun. In betweens, when you maybe think crits might be there, you'll look for it. But definitely not at mid, but that might help Q. It seems to me, just judging by that pop, that Shade knew that the other medic had crits, because that was a very early pop. Didn't want to take any chances of catching that random sticky or crit rocket, because that would have been bad. But here we go. LG has pushed themselves into the Whales' left yard, and they're going to get upper right now. There are Q down, Blaze and clckwrk are down, and mesr does not have Uber quite yet. He's at 90%. He might get caught here. There comes the Uber. They've gotten this in very deep.
Oh,
it's going to be big trouble, and mesr doesn't get it. He was at like 95%, but he goes down, and they are going to get cleaned up. This could be it, unless YZ and clckwrk can pull magic out of a very magical big hat. They cannot. That is going to be the first map. LG topples over the Whales at a score of 5-3. A nice first game, action-packed, very little stalemate time, and LG is one map away from their return date against Mix-Up Sal.
Well, you know, CBear, I appreciate the toss over to me. The Whales are not quite beached yet, and yet I'm going to keep making awful puns. You're smiling. I know you're just like Sal. Please never cast again. But
no, I love you.
But no, the Whales definitely have two more maps. They need to win 2 to get on here. But what is going to be our next map?
Viaduct.
Well, okay, it's going to be Viaduct, so that is going to be the Whales' choice. I'm excited. They had a classic performance, classic match, these two, and their first map of their initial best of 3. And I don't know, I think that was the one that we were having significant tech issues during, so we didn't get a great overall video of that. So I was going to say check out the VOD, but I don't think that exists. But in the meantime, stats are up on the stream, and I'm going to full screen that on my other monitor and see if anything sticks out. DJC, I'm sure you're taking a look at them yourself. Is there anything that sticks out to you?
Dave AC went 8-21, which is just like bizarre to see out of Dave. But that means basically they had 5 players, and they still won 5-3. Banny did enough damage to offset every bit of non-damage that Dave did, because he was up to 403. Hero did 120 damage. Dave did 165.
Look at how many caps he had, dude. He had so many points, and he had no damage. That's unbelievable.
I was like, wow, Chad has 4 points.
Wait, say how much damage Hero did?
123 damage per minute.
Per minute, okay, alright. I thought you
not,
meant over the total map.
That is like me on Scout levels of damage. But,
during the first half, you're like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, wow, Chad has 40 points. He must be playing amazing. And then I see this, I'm like, wow, I was wrong.
He's capping every point in the world right now.
What's really weird is, like, everyone on the Spacewhales is really balanced. The only one who seems really out of sorts is Blaze. I mean, it looks like, honestly, LG's plan was shut Blaze down and see what Bro can do, what the Whales can do, because Blaze is the catalyst for everything the Whales do. He leads every push. He doesn't get the Ubers, really, but he's so central to what they're going to do in the Uber fight. He makes everything happen. And if they're just focusing Gyro and Cyzer on shutting him down, on keeping his jump from getting anywhere near where he wants to go, it's going to hurt the Whales a lot.
Yeah, well, I want to point something out to you guys before we continue our post-mortem there, that this was like the most awesome game I've seen in a long time, the Whales versus LG. I know everybody in the stream will agree with that. That was an awesome game. And yet we're only at like, 1,700 viewers on ESEA Orange. That seems really low to me. This should be absolutely like the biggest viewed game so far. So guys, you need to tell all your friends to come check this out.
Yeah, I don't know, we had more last map, last of 3. I think a lot of the Euros have shut it down. We had a lot of people posting like, oh, I'm getting tired, it's really late here, so those drop off or whatever. But yeah, tell your friends, we want to get more people in here. Looking back at the stats, I gotta say, if YZ50 has his crazy Ben game where he just goes off and has a big frag number, 27 for him, only I think 19 or 18 for clckwrk. That's kind of the game that you need to win, DJC. I mean, we've seen inconsistent play out of YZ. He's had a lot of peaks and a lot of valleys. So if he's not able to repeat that performance, even on Viaduct, they're gonna have trouble winning. They should have taken advantage. Unfortunate that YZ played so well and they couldn't work around that.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it feels like we haven't seen Lange clckwrk yet. Like, he's still not doing as much damage as we expect him to do. He's not getting as many kills. He's actually getting a lot more assists, which tells me that he's getting into the same kind of fights and he's doing decent damage to what he's shooting at, but he just